One, two, three, four, five. All right, there we go.
Got it.
Hello, new listener, and welcome to Beyond the Character Sheet, Episode 0. I'm Sean, here with our co-host TJ.
Hello.
And this is just to introduce the show and ourselves. So, TJ, why don't you go ahead and kick us off, introduce yourself to the listener, and maybe give a bit of background.
I'm TJ. I have been playing D&D off and on for the past 14 to 15 years. I've been playing consistently for the past 7 in regular games. I'm fairly experienced, I would consider myself. I have read through the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide a couple times and know quite a bit.
How many games have you played?
Oh, man. So I have so far completed 3 in the past 7 years. So, like, run from beginning to end. But actually played in, I'm in currently 4 a week.
So my name is Sean. I'm fairly less experienced than TJ here. I'm the resident new guy. I've actually only played realistically about 2 campaigns ever in my life. I think my first one was something like 5 or 6 years ago, and I played 2 or 3 sessions before I dropped out of that one. And I'm in a game with TJ. That's the only 2 games I've ever really played. What TJ brings in experience, I bring in a lack thereof. A little bit of history just on the 2 of us. So TJ and I used to work together way back. How long has it been, man? Has it been actually like 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 years.
It's been about that long, yeah. So we used to work together. We parted ways after a while after that job split up, and we kind of got back together over a game of D&D. And just as a happenstance, TJ was talking about he had an idea to create some content and share some game ideas, and I was thinking, you know what? I think I want to try making a podcast, and here we are. You know, the rest, they say, is history. So let me talk a little bit about how we're going to be presenting this material once we start kicking out some real episodes here that hopefully our audience will find entertaining and enjoyable. So what we're going to do is kind of an interview style show where TJ, you're going to bring the real meat and potatoes. You're gonna bring your ideas that you've kind of come up with over your playtime, over your many years of gaming, and kind of your understanding of the system. And then I'm going to try to stand in kind of the audience surrogate and provide some questions and maybe prompt some extra ideas, some lines of thought that might be entertaining, might be worth going down, and hopefully that'll help us flesh out some cool ideas that I think the audience will like.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to break it into sections because I don't want it to be just us rambling kind of like we are here. I want it to be a little more structured. So what we're going to try to do is break it into chunks where maybe we talk about the character sheets and the stats. I know a lot of your builds are item dependent, so we'll have maybe a section where we talk about items that are relevant to the build. And my favorite part, the character playing. We'll have a section where we talk a little bit about how and why to play the character and what makes it kind of fun at the table, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of my, some of my builds range from like, oh, I want to make a character who's really good at grappling, or I want to make a character who applies the feared condition, the frightened condition a lot. Or I come up with characters that are based on a background a lot. Like, I just want to start with the background and then move from there. And I didn't think about this until we started this episode, but we could also go into characters that you and I have played.
I think that would be a lot of fun, actually. On the subject of characters we've played and that might make an appearance on this show, let's tease a couple of them.
So, yeah, I think I'm most excited for my Moonblade elf idea. Their family lineage, they have a Moonblade that they passed down in their family. They are the recent recipient of that. It's an elf that is maybe a little chaotic, can't attune to the Moonblade. The Moonblade hasn't chosen them yet, but it does run in their family. You know, we go into more details there, but that's the one I'm excited for.
I'm excited to talk about my Orcish Luchador. I don't remember exactly where the idea came from, and I never did get a chance to actually, put the idea to the table, but I like the idea of a loud, bombastic grapple character who is just kind of a lot for the party to deal with, and I think that could be a lot of fun to talk about. So that's some of the stuff to look forward to, and we hope you guys are going to have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening. We hope to see you for our next and first episode, where we should have some exciting content for you. Now, what do I say?
I have to return some videotapes.